episode number 101 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. We are joined this week, our first ever podcast interview, with none other than the beautiful men, Noah and Jason from Inspire Unity. And we're really excited to have you guys here to join us on our podcast while we're in our closet. So thank you guys so much for coming.
From freezing Ohio.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having us on.
Thank you.
We're very excited that, we're the first interview on the podcast. So
very exciting.
It's very exciting. Yeah, we're super excited to have you guys. We've been talking about you for a while now on our different social media platforms. We've done some collaborations. We've done some giveaways together. But this is, I believe, our very first time having you on our Facebook and YouTube page, as well as obviously our podcast, since we've never done this before. So there's so many people that probably don't know about you guys, your amazing mission, your amazing business, what you guys are doing to save the lives of right now cats, and bring the world together. And so can you guys tell us just a little bit about your business?
Do an intro. Everyone wants
a little
to know
intro. Who's who?
Everyone.
All right.
Oh my
God.
God.
Do a little intro.
Okay. So I'm Jason.
I'm Noah.
And we are the founders of Inspire Unity. Inspire Unity was created just pretty much to, the world's a very negative place nowadays. We want to bridge the gap between people and like their common things. So we want to bring people together through the things that they love. We're doing our first project is cat driven. So that's
which makes sense why we're here.
Yeah, that's how we met, Jay and Adrian, and we've met a lot of really, really cool people through this first project. Noah, do you want to tell them a little bit about why we chose cats and give a little backdrop to that story?
Yeah, so we'll explain why we chose cats, and then we'll go into what our project exactly is. So my family it was like last year around this time, maybe a few months sooner. Mm-hmm. But last year around this time, my family adopted a cat for the first time, which we've always been kind of dog people. But my sister went out and there was this cat at the shelter, and she had, feline leukemia. So the shelter was kind of like, does someone want her, to spend her last few months in a house and, just enjoy her last few months. So my sister was like, come on, can we please get it? So we got it. And her name's Essie. She came home. We call her Kitty. And we started, she was just in our house. And at first she was like sneezing blood and had like infections in her ears and her eyes all the time. But over time, she just randomly got better miraculously. So it was a crazy story. And through that whole time was when I was coming up with the project ideas, which I'll get to. And I started to really see like the community around cats, which I never knew that there was before. So I was going on Facebook and I would see groups with like anywhere from 10,000 people to 350,000 people in these groups. And I was like, why are there so many people that like come together through like their cats? I just thought it was really weird. And I never knew that there were cat influencers. And so you learn something new every day. I learned that. And I was like, it's kind of cool to see how people can come together through like a commonality between each other. Yeah. So that's where we came up with kind of the project idea of these collages, which is what we do. So on our website, we run these mosaic collage projects, and each project is tied to a cause/organization. So we thought for this first one, let's kind of start small. And that's where we got the idea of cats. So you can kind of explain the project.
So pretty much our projects, like Noah said, are based off of a cause/organization. So for the first project, we went with cats because of Essie, which is Kitty. We wanted to kind of, use her and like allow her life and the impact that she kind of had on Noah and his family to propel our mission forward in inspiring unity. And you'll go to the website. There's an account that you can create. And then from there, you will upload a picture of your cat or cats to the collage. Each upload is a minimum of a $1 donation. And then those donations are being used toward Fur Angels Rescue Shelter out of Toledo, Ohio. So Fur Angels started during the pandemic, and she was young, just like us. She started with necessarily pretty much no help. She just has a couple of her friends as volunteers that help her out. She's running the shelter completely out of her house right now, and she's at capacity, but as cats keep getting sick, she keeps taking them on because she's like, I can't leave like the sick cats anywhere. So we really want to get her a building with this first project. So yeah,
that's kind of the gist of it. So basically, like he said, people kind of go on, and the collage creates a larger picture of a cat, which I thought it would only be right if we use the cat that was the driving force behind this. So it's Essie, and the collage.
That was.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the picture of the cat that we adopted, but all the pictures come together to create that larger picture. So I think that's kind of like a direct representation of Inspire Unity. You know, everyone coming together through one commonality that we all have, that we all love, our cats. And it just, you know, physically shows people what it looks like when we come together for one common goal.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that for anyone listening, you guys want to be a part of this project. It's so beautiful. It's super simple to go in and just
create a little account and
upload
a picture of your cat, make a donation. Like they said, it's only $1. The link is in the description here, so you guys can click on it and go straight to it. But I really love the collage idea. Like I just think that is absolutely brilliant because it puts it all into a picture, right, of what you guys do. Unity, right? It's about taking everybody and putting them together.
Yeah.
And I love, like, when we uploaded our picture, like, I love that you can like click on our picture and you can like see that, you know, you can like actually see all these little pictures that are coming together to make a big difference.
Yeah.
And yeah, that means a lot.
Well, and
I love it.
The thing that I really love, and I want to talk about Fur Angels Rescue Shelter for a second, because I know that you guys talked to us about Brooke before and just kind of how this all happened. And I feel like, especially for us cat people, we know we can come from completely different worlds, but if there's a cat in need, we all come together, right? So especially starting this foster-based business or shelter. She's a 501c3. I love that. During the pandemic, when so many people, you know, pets and people were kind of lost for a while, right? I was doing a deep dive on her website, beautiful website. Go check it out. You can follow it. It's furangelsrs.com.
Yes.
Furangelsrs.com. If you're in the Toledo area, they are at capacity right now. And if you want to be a foster, please help them out. But did you know Brooke before this? How did you?
So it's kind of crazy.
It was a really weird story. So starting something, we talk about this all the time. Starting something at our age, I'm 19, he's 21. I was 18,
he was 18,
20.
I was 20.
So
we were really young.
Yeah. So like when you start something at our age, not a lot of people take you serious, which, I mean, that's just kind of a stereotype, but whatever. So we reached around our area, which is Northeast Ohio, and nobody really got back to us, or they were like, why would we do that? Blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, so we got to go outside of the area. So we started searching down in Columbus, Cleveland, stuff like that. And then we came across hers online in Toledo, and we emailed her, and she was like, that's a great idea. Let's hop on a call. We got on a phone call, and we were like, honestly, we just hope that you can take a chance on us, because this could crash and burn, or we could get 1 million uploads and you could have a building by next year. And she was like, you know what? Honestly, anything helps. So why wouldn't I do this? You know, you guys are doing something good. And it's kind of how we got in contact with her. It was just a really, really crazy story.
It was crazy. Yeah. Cause when we first started reaching out to, you know, shelters around us, we thought I wasn't anticipating so much like negative feedback for people trying to do good, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to drawback from people of like, actually we don't think that's good. You know, like it's kind of like Noah said, taking a chance, because we are young, like it could crash and burn, but anything does help, whether it's 75 cents or $3 or $1 million, anything helps, you know? So that's how we met Brooke, and, you know, we kind of just immediately found a relationship with Brooke, and
I got the chance to go up and meet her one time too. And I thought like, if we're going to be doing this, we might as well, you know, take our time and go up and meet her. So Jason wasn't able to go that day, but I went up and I met her, and they had like a foster event.
Mhm.
And we kind of just hung out with her for the day. And that was actually when we surprised her with our first donation towards their shelter, which was $200, which might not seem like a ton, but it was just kind of like a big milestone for both of us, honestly. So
yeah. Well, when you think about how much $200 actually like what that does to feed a cat, to, you know, the blankets, all the different things that,
And she helps with the vet bills and all.
Vet bills, all kinds of stuff is needed when it comes to caring for animals in general, but definitely in a shelter, every little bit helps so much. And that's why I really love that you guys aren't like, I have no idea why you would get no's either, but I do get that because we've reached out to help with shelters for when we were really young in our business. We would reach out to collaborate with shelters to help to donate products, to help raise awareness, and we got no's too. And it was kind of like, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. But I love the fact that you guys are, you know, doing this for a real purpose.
Well, I think that what I think,
and it sounds like Brooke is kismet.
And what you guys are doing, though, is something that is so positive, and really recognizing that we all have more in common than we have in conflict.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why, in a way, I think that the world has become very cynical. They don't think that anyone's actually doing something good for no reason. Like, what's the catch, right? Like, it's that cynicism, I think, is probably what contributes to a lot of the no's. When you're like, hey, we want to help, it's like, oh, sure you do, right? Like,
it's like, what else? What else are you trying to get out of it?
Right.
And especially right now, you know, like ever since the pandemic hit, at the very beginning, I felt like and we've talked on other podcasts about this, but like at the beginning, it felt like, wow, I feel like weirdly connected with the entire world right now, because this is not just like something that's happened in our country or something that happened in our state or in our city, but this is something that happened all over the world, that everybody is going through the same thing at the same time. And in a weird, sick way, because it wasn't a great thing, but in a weird way, I felt so like happy that everyone on the planet, every human, was like dealing with this, right? And then as it went on, then of course, you know, for whatever reason, media, whatever you want to blame it on, but the world started dividing. And then what brought us together is all of a sudden bringing us apart, pushing families apart and friends apart. And so coming together for a commonality is such a beautiful thing. And the cat community, tell me, guys, this is very weird, because when we started our business, we didn't know there was a cat community either. And we started literally, we didn't. We thought we were starting a cat community. We were like, I guess. We should do this. And then we're like, oh wow, there are so many, you know, little pockets here and there. How about we like try to bring everybody together so that we could all be, you know, a lovely community together. But the cat community is really one of the most beautiful communities. I'm so glad you chose to start with the cat community, because it's really I feel like it gives us such a good taste in our mouth, that we know that even when like the, you know, families or friends or the news or whatever is negative everywhere, we know that we can, you know, come back together to our cat community and feel like so happy, you know, everybody's more so positive. And
what fuels your tanks? You know, you guys talked a little bit about some of the negative feedback you guys have gotten, but you guys have pushed through this project. This project ends when?
In July. Yeah.
Yep.
July. Okay. Yep. So you talked a little bit about that. What fuels your tanks? Where's your stamina come from?
Well, for me, it's more along the lines of, there's so many people that think it's impossible to make a change, and it takes one person to step up and actually attempt to make the change for it to actually start happening. So I think that like that's another thing with the collage, like you're able to see that one person is able to do so much more for somebody else than you can imagine. All it takes is a little bit of kindness, and the world will go round and round and round. So I don't know, I think that's where I get my stamina from. I'm very mission driven in terms of like inspiring unity, not just with the cat project, but in terms of the entire brand of what we stand for. That's like my entire mission in life, is to do what we're doing. So I think that's where my stamina kind of comes into it.
For me, it was So I've always like kind of been in sports. That's been my thing. And when you're in sports, like you always got to push through, and you know you have goals, and you're gonna make those goals happen. You know, whatever you have to do. So ever since I was younger, my family has kind of been like the entrepreneurial minded. My mom owns a candle company. My dad's in sales. So I mean, I'd say it kind of like runs in the blood. My sister kind of does stuff like that too. So I was always like, I'd love to like run a business. That'd be like cool, you know, looking up to my parents, and, you know, my grandfather was in it too. So I was like, that'd be really cool. But then also like, how can you like flip that to serve people? Because I'm like, you always see on social media, there's like those people that'll go out and they'll, you know, do like good things for people and this and that. And I'm like, that's like really cool. Like, I wish I could do that. So how can I kind of intertwine both of them? So that's kind of where it's at for me. And like I said, like growing up in that mindset of like, when you start something, you got to finish it. You know, you can't just like quit if it gets hard, which it's gotten hard like so many times.
Yeah.
We even had a talk last night, like things have just gotten hard, like from the start until now. And like, you know, you got to push through those things and, you know, make it work. So that's kind of where it's at for me. And on top of that, like just going through and meeting people like you has definitely made a big change, in like people who actually support and want to see us succeed, basically.
Yeah, I think I think that's another thing, is like the amount of genuine people that we've met along. I mean, it's not been a super long journey. We're like a year and a half in now from when we first started the actually Inspire Unity. Our first project didn't start until like last July, but I think the amount of people, you know, like that you're able to meet, that's one thing. Like connection is something that's very important in life, I think.
Yeah.
And finding things again that we all have in common, that we can actually sit down and talk about without bickering and arguing for once.
Right. So tell me this, and I don't know if this like is bred in like Ohio. I don't know, but how do you get two young, gorgeous guys that have such a heart for like making a difference in the world? Like,
how did you guys?
Are you single? Like what? Like
Everyone wants to know that.
everyone wants to know.
Let's start with that.
Single?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Noah isn't. Or Noah's not single. I am. I think.
Sorry.
But yeah, I think. Honestly, I think it comes down to like, I like how we were raised.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that's one thing that like Noah and I do have in common. In a sort, like we were both like our parents are like I mean, at least I can speak for myself. My parents were like, they always preached like, you don't know what somebody else is going through. Like, just be nice. It doesn't take anything to smile and wave at somebody. Like that can get them through their day. You know, like you have no idea what anybody else in this world is going through. So be nice to everybody. Kindness comes back to you full circle. And there's no reason to ever be mean or negative. Like I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
That's so
But tell everybody a little bit how you guys met, because your friendship, I mean, you're talking about Inspire Unity being kind of young, but your friendship is still pretty young too.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's kind of the weird part. How we met was a little crazy too. It's just a coincidence. It was my senior year in high school.
Was it a coincidence?
It's fate.
Maybe not. So it was my senior year in high school and his freshman year in college.
Yep.
And so my senior year, actually, I don't think I've ever told you this. When I was in high school, my mom was like, "Hey, maybe you should take those full-time classes at the University, Youngstown State, which is right down the road." Because my high school offered that. And I was like, I don't know. Because like, you know, going to high school is like senior year, it's kind of fun, but I don't know. And I don't really know anybody there, whatever, which doesn't bother me, but it's just like fun to be with your friends. So then literally the last day for me to sign up, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to do it. I was like, I'll go down there. I only have to go to school a couple days a week. I was like, whatever, I'll do it. So I signed up, went down there. And then I was with one of my buddies who is also a freshman in college, which was in his grade.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is we all played sports with each other. Like my buddy and I played against him in high school.
Yeah.
So I was down there with him, and my buddy was friends with one of his buddies. So then we all just kind of like met up on campus one day. So it was just kind of through mutual friends, but the story was just a little, I guess, fate. But yeah, that was what?
That was September
2 years ago,
2019.
Yeah.
It's this fall. It'll be 3 years ago. But yeah, so we met on campus that day, and like we obviously knew like of each other,
Yeah.
but like we never really like hung out or anything like that. And we started hanging out on campus because we were both there, and both of our buddies were buddies. So we started hanging out on campus, and then we just became like really close. Clicked and
Good friends.
like clicked on a sense of like, what do we want to like, what is your goal with life type thing, and it kind of just the friendship took off from there.
And you guys
Here we
are doing, I love that you guys both, have that commonality and realize that there is a way to make a difference by, instead of looking around and saying like, wow, this whole like environment on social media or whatever sucks right now. It's like, what can we do to change it? That you guys have that
drive and motivation.
Yeah, but you guys are also, you guys are still in school. Like you guys are busy gentlemen.
Yeah.
And doing this as well. How hard is that to balance?
It's pretty hard because like
I'm not gonna lie, I get stressed sometimes pretty like, especially because like you want like I don't like to like not succeed, I guess, in things that we want to do. And like we really want to make an impact with Inspire Unity. Like we really, really want to make an impact with it. So it's just, I guess it's you sacrifice for the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
That is true.
I think that's the one thing that I've noticed.
Yeah.
What I've learned over this last year and a half, that like you have to sacrifice other things that normal 20-year-old kids are probably doing that you can't do if you want to do what you are saying that you want to do.
Yeah. Well,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wish that I were that smart at your age, honestly, because I wasted away like my 20s, not 20s, but my 20, like year 20, 21, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Basically, like didn't do, I learned a lot of lessons the hard way, but I, didn't do anything productive when I knew that I knew as a child too, that I only wanted to be a businesswoman and make a difference. Right. Like that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. So what, who other than your parents, because it sounds like you guys are just like come from a great, like you just have great genes in you, but, and I bet you look great in jeans too. But other than your parents, who like inspires you? Who do you guys like turn to, whether it's like somebody or somebody that's, Jim Rohn that you're watching on, like who?
So for me personally, hate doing this because I know this is his marketing tactic, but I do really like listening to Gary Vee, which is, I know you guys like him too. That's so like literally, hopefully he sees this, but that's literally like the only podcast I'll listen to because so like in the morning I'll wake up and I've tried to get into the routine of waking up earlier and like I'll go to the gym and I used to listen to music, right? In my AirPods or whatever. I was like, I want to start listening to something that'll help me, So I started listening to his podcast and like what you guys said, he always brings up about like how young you are. And me at 19, that's when I started to realize like, dang, like if I start now, imagine where I could be at when I'm 35, when people normally get like this drive or like 30, like around there. And he always talks about like how young you are and like you have time. So I was talking to him like sometimes I would stress myself out because you think like I want to get it done tomorrow or I want to get it done by next week or I want 1 million uploads by next month. And realistically, like 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. So if you got to stay the course, take it slow and just love what you're doing, I guess.
Consistency produces the best results.
Yeah.
And patience, he always preaches patience too. And I actually credit Gary Vee with much of our success in our business too, because once I was turned on to him like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or something like that, I was doing the same thing. Like I was running this, she was working a full-time job I was running our business full time, but it wasn't super busy. So I was like, what else can I do? I don't know. And so I'm like doing laundry. I was doing all the housewife stuff. I was, and during that time, I was just listening to Gary Vee the whole time. I just always had like Gary Vee in my ears, and while I was doing all the stuff and things that didn't require my brain attention. And and I learned so much. It was like kindness is king, like it is all about like you said, Jason, like be kind and have patience and work hard, hustle, but don't quit. Keep going if you feel like it's your mission, but also understand yourself. Like there's so much outside of just business, even that Gary gives, like life advice that I absolutely love. Yeah. What about you, Jason?
I would have to agree with Noah. I am a big Gary Vee listener. Actually, Noah kind of I knew who Gary Vee was, just didn't listen to him much. And then Noah, like when Noah said he started listening to podcasts and stuff, he would send me little snippets of them in the mornings when he was at the gym. So I would get up and be getting ready for school, and Noah would be at the gym. He'd be sending me snippets of, some Gary Vee podcasts. And that's when I started listening more to the podcast. So I'm just now getting into like listening to podcasts and stuff like that. So as of right now, I would have to say Gary Vee is probably an inspiration to me. Not only like you said, it's life too. Like the things that he preaches about, it is life. And then I would also have to probably say like my parents. Like my parents are my biggest motivators, because they did everything backwards. They like had 4 kids and then went to school. We're working full time with all 4 of us. Yeah. So when I was young, we like literally had nothing. And I saw how hard they worked to try and do good for us and instill into us a work ethic that you are able to do things that you put your mind to. You just have to stay consistent and keep producing. And I think that really showed me from a young age that anything is possible. Just stay the course, be nice to others, be kind, respect the people that you're around and working with, and good things will happen.
I love that.
Well, go ahead.
And one thing that I will say, I do really like, I'm kind of flipping back. I do really like how, like when I'm listening to Gary, he'll relate a lot of things to sports because he wants to buy the Jets so bad. And like I said, like growing up, we were both in sports and this and that. And funny story about me is growing up, I always wanted to play Division I football. That was like a dream and a goal of mine. So from 7th grade on, I was like, I'm going to do it. Sophomore year in high school, great year. Junior year, get hurt. Senior year, get hurt. So then it's like, at that point, you're kind of screwed. So like, you really got to push through at that point. You got to work your hardest and have a little bit of luck. And luckily I got both of those. And this actually brings back to how this whole thing started. So I had both of those. And so I'm messaging coaches on Twitter and I'm like making my connections. One of my buddies was the quarterback down at Youngstown State. I was like, hey, can you hook me up? So he did. And then I slipped in a roster spot and I was on there for a couple months. And then bam, it's like something flipped. And like, I was like, this isn't feeling right. I don't know why. So then that's when I kind of stepped down from the team, which was the hardest decision of my young life for sure. I was on the phone, like bawling my eyes out with the coach. I'm like, dude, I just don't know why it's just not clicking for me. I don't know. And this was my dream since I was younger. So after that, I stepped down from, I even stepped down from school in general. And I was like, I just gotta figure out like why I'm feeling this, because it's not happening for it's not happening for no reason.
Yeah.
Right.
So I stepped down from everything, and I started working down at the warehouse with my mom's candle company. And every day I'm just like, like life practice and this and that. So I was like, dang, like what am I gonna do? And that's kind of when like the ideas started formulating for this. So I guess that's another thing that fuels my tank is I stepped down from my literal like childhood dream to do this, I guess. And I don't think that's a coincidence at all. And so, yeah.
I love that so hard. I think it's so interesting when we get the opportunity to, look back at our life from like a 30,000 foot view kind of thing, and what little or big decisions really change the trajectory of what we're doing and
our entire lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do
Yeah.
have to say, when I first started listening to Gary Vee, I wasn't a podcast listener either. And I went to his YouTube shows, and I would like all of his, like, he used to, I mean, pre-pandemic, he would always speak at like conferences and stuff like that. And that's what I listened to before. And now it's like podcasts. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, talking though about just the stamina it takes to do good in a way. Let's talk a little bit about the collage. I know we talked about this earlier, not on the podcast, but what happens, right? What happens to the collage? What's the plan? And for anyone who's just jumping on right now, the uploads and the donations from the uploads for this awesome collage are going to benefit for Angels Rescue Shelter to hopefully get them a brick and mortar building so they can continue doing the incredible work that they're doing there right now.
Yes. And the collage is, for those of you guys that are just joining, the collage is where you upload a picture of your cat. So you find your favorite picture of your cat or cats.
Multiple pictures.
When we did it, we had a picture that we recently took of all of our cats, and they were all together looking out the window. So we uploaded that picture, and then you make a donation, and then you can make a small donation of $1. Spread the news, let other people know, because $1 is amazing. If we have 100,000 to 1 million people donating $1, you get your picture on the collage. That just makes you feel like
Part of a community.
Like a part of a bigger picture. That's exactly what
That's
it is.
what it is. We're gonna put that on our website. We gotta write that down. I wish I had my phone. I could put
Oh
that
my
in the notes.
God, that is.
At least we have it on record. Put that in your notes.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God,
Well, part
it's
of a bigger
right.
Yeah.
But it does. It makes you feel like you're part of the bigger picture within that community. But I know, like, when we had talked, I don't remember if this was on camera or off camera before, but Noah, you had said something about you went to a football game that you had like never gone to, like, you know why.
The Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah,
Browns
so it's a
game,
Browns
yeah.
game.
The Browns game. And he was like, hey, stands
you don't
up.
even
There was
know.
like something really exciting. And he like stands up and realize, like, he's like hugging somebody behind him that he doesn't even know. And he's like, this is it. Like, we're coming together. I don't know if he's, you don't know if he's, a different religion, a different political party. You don't know if, got COVID. You don't know. Like, nobody knows, but you come together for that one purpose, and it feels so good when you realize that we all have more in common than we have in conflict.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, on like the collage topic, the cool part is so we have this first project, and so just so everyone knows, we don't have any initial investors or anything like that. It's literally just us, and we're two broke college kids.
We're two broke college students.
And in case anybody doesn't know,
drained our life savings.
Yeah,
for this.
Websites are extremely expensive, and we never knew that. So going into this, we got our first quote for our website. And we were like, "What?
Yeah,
like, what?
It costs how much money?"
So yeah, we don't have any of that. It's not like we're starting out with like someone gave us $100,000 and we can work with that. We are very slim pickings right now. So what we're doing right now is we want to run this first one and see how it's going. And obviously, I mean, it's going like decently well. We just want to gain support and people to trust us. So and we also want to always be upfront and honest. And people ask you, like, okay, so what percentage are you going to give to the shelter? And so we agreed with Brooke on this because we told her, we're like, hey, we're brand new, you're brand new. Let's, come up with something that can accommodate the both of us, because it's not like we're just some ordinary business that just wants to make all this money. It's like, we want to have a purpose and make a difference in the long run. So she was like, yeah, for sure. Like, we can do this, whatever. And so we kind of come up with this thing. It's just like, give as we receive. So obviously we have to pay off our costs as well, or else, our personal funds will just drain. And then, then it really has to end. So we just want people, we hope people can understand that, to where you really do have to cover your costs, or else you aren't able to do what you do. But as time goes on, we really want to get down into like that 2% range that like GoFundMe or like a Kickstarter is in. So where it's basically like all the other crowdfunding platforms. And also in the future, we want to run like self-sustaining projects. So let's say you two wanted to run a project and you want to raise money for a shelter around you guys, or something like that. What you guys could do is you could go on and start your own project, and you could make the picture maybe like your logo or a picture of your cats or the shelter's
Whatever you
logo.
want it to be.
Yeah, just kind of like whatever you want it to be. And you can have people submit their pictures onto that, and that'll be like your fundraiser that you're running for the shelter or whatever cause it is. So we want to do that, and then as well as that, we want to run, our main, our main projects,
Our main like yearly,
our main yearly like worldwide projects, like what we're running right now. So that's kind of our sneak peek into our goal of the future, and we really think we could do that because a lot of, I don't want to give out any ideas, but a lot of like crowdfunding platforms, they don't really have like their main projects, and they also don't have like a community or like a brand around what they're doing. It's kind of like they want people to raise money so then they can take their percentage and keep growing, which is what any business would do. And ours, we want it to be like, we have like a brand and like a community,
a platform
to where people see the bigger picture of crowdfunding, because it really is unifying people together through a common goal. And nobody's really touched on that. So we really think we can make a difference with that. And, just visuals in general are like big for people.
Yeah.
They mean so much more. Like personally,
I'd 1,000 words.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd rather watch TV than listen to a podcast, if I'm going to be honest, so, or like watch TV than read a book. I guess that's debatable, but, visuals are big for people, and they kind of hit a different emotion than just a bar raising as more money comes in. So
I feel like you guys are willing to put yourselves out there. I think that's
To
one of
build
the
that foundation.
biggest,
Yeah.
to build that foundation. And it's not just about, throwing up a website and obviously all the cost and effort that goes into that, but you guys are really active on social media.
Yeah.
You guys are a beautiful conversation to have every time we get to talk with you guys. I mean, it just feels
good.
Yeah, you guys are. It's wonderful.
You guys have a good
time with
energy.
you guys.
Yeah, you guys have a fantastic energy. So tell me,
So
tell me, do you guys have a running list of like the other like projects that you're going to be doing?
I
like,
was wondering,
are
like, how do
dogs
you
next? And do you
Or
have
what?
like a ton, or do you have it in your head? Do you actually have it written down?
So do we give a sneak peek?
Well, actually, if you go to our website, so everyone listening, if you do go to our website, we updated it. So, and you guys saw it. We have the project that we're running right now, and then we have 2 coming soons. So if you can give a sneak peek into the next one.
Okay, so we do have a running list of project ideas. The next project idea for everybody listening now, it is going to be dogs. We are going to go into the dog community. Both of us have grown up with pups, and we want to do good for not only just the dog community, but let other people see too that we're going into other realms of the animal world. But future wise, we have a lot. Like we have a lot of cool stuff planned.
How about this? I want to put this on record, honestly, and then maybe a couple years back we'll take this interview and we'll post it all over. One of my main goals, I think would be so cool, is to where we could run a worldwide collage, and it would be a world hunger project. And that obviously that goal would be much higher than any other one. But that's a huge goal of ours. And where I kind of got that idea from was, I don't know if you guys have heard of Charity Water. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. You have. Mm-hmm. So they they basically just bring clean water to, I think it's like Africa or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's like so cool. Like, I wish I could do something like that. So we definitely have so many things like
there's a lot of like, it's cool because there's a lot of different areas of life that we can get into. So we really are, we do have a running list of project ideas, though, to answer that question for you.
I love that.
Awesome. Just so you know, real quick before I forget, definitely connect with us when we launch the dog.
Okay.
Because we know some peeps.
Okay, that's on record.
That's on record. That's live.
So don't ignore us.
Don't you forget about us. So I have to ask though, so these, because, you know, Jay and I have been in business for, it'll be 7 years in,
Oh my God.
right? And it's a slow burn when you find something that really motivates you. But we notice now, especially as the pace is kind of picking up, there's always something
Always
that we
something.
can add, right? There's always something that's like, ooh, this would be a good idea. And thank God we now have a team of beautiful people helping with our crazy ideas all the time. But I mean, we've got a couple too, where it's like someday we're going to.
Mhm.
How much does your running list of projects also help keep your tanks full on the days that are a little on the hard side?
Yeah. I mean, that you got it.
Okay. So for me,
You gave me that look.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I think I don't like, I'm kind of like level headed for the most part. I don't really let myself get too high or too low. So I kind of am able to keep like the cool, like calm, collected feel to myself. Like I know there's going to be bad days. That's part of life, you know? So the more that I keep myself level headed, I think that's the better for me. I can't say that's how Noah is for himself, because Noah sometimes he gets stressed a little more than I do. Noah gets stressed a little more.
Yeah, there's, I mean, and it's nice actually to have like the yin and the yang, or the balance between like the, you know, and we actually do it back and forth. So there's sometimes that she's super stressed and I'm like, chill out, this is going to be fine. It's just another lesson learned. And then there's sometimes like even today where I'm like, whoa. And she's like, it's our anniversary. It's okay. We're going to be fine. And I'm like, okay, yeah, bring it down, you know? So
yeah.
it's human nature too.
Yeah, that makes sense. For
yeah.
sure.
So I think though that the whole running list, like having a vision of where you want to go is very important, not only business wise and like professionally, but personally too. You know, what do we want to do? We should want to be better than we were yesterday every single day.
Yeah.
So there's always this thing. I was watching it was like a inspirational video, and I forget, he's a famous actor. I forget his name. It might be Matthew McConaughey, not gonna lie. But he says his hero is him in 10 years.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, that is
yes.
Yeah. So his hero,
yeah.
his hero is always him in 10 years. And when he reaches the 10-year mark, it's still him in 10 years because he's wanting to be better every single day. So I think that vision of wanting to not only grow the business, but wanting to be better, not only for the people around us, but the people around the world. People need to see that there's people out there doing good. So I think that helps fuel my tank as well, like moving in a forward direction.
Comments real quick.
Yeah.
Kelly said, proud for you all. Laura Lee said, Lee Asher from the Asher House would be a great connection for the dog project.
Trish said, love these guys and what they're doing.
Yes.
Yay.
And Kim said, I really appreciate you guys for all that you do helping animals. Respect.
And Laura Lee said, love Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, we appreciate all of the kind words. It really does mean a lot. Makes you like want to tear up. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is like, it's just crazy to see how like far we've come and how much we've grown personally and professionally in the last year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, but you guys made the choice to do that. I think that's what's exciting. You know, it's like exercising a muscle. You guys really, it's like dream big and dig in. You know, like you guys really had a vision, and you got you're doing what it takes to make it happen, and you're bringing people together, and you're making a real tangible difference while you're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tear up.
I know. Let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for joining us. You are such beautiful men. We can't wait to like continue on with our relationship and collaborations and, you know, helping each other along this path. We love the mission of of inspiring people to be united and look at that bigger picture. So thank you guys so much for joining us here on Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies.
For everyone here today or anyone watching in the
Did you
future, where can everyone find you, and how can they be a part of Inspiring Unity?
Well, and link in the description, podcast, YouTube, Facebook, it's all in the description too. But yes, tell us more.
I was actually going to bring that up before you close. I was going to say, wait a minute. So you can, we're very active on social media. So Instagram, it's at @InspireUnity_, and then Facebook, it's at _. I think. Just look up Inspire Unity. We'll pop up.
It should. Sure. Yeah, we should pop up. Yeah.
So yeah, we're very active on those two. Twitter, same thing. Inspire Unity _ TikTok, I think it's at inspire.unity.
Yeah.
So, and then one more thing is also when you go to the website in the Collage, I'm actually wearing one of these right now, the Collage, and we have certain donation incentives. So at a certain point, that's why I brought this. At a certain amount, you'll be able to get an Inspire Unity beanie, which I honestly really like mine. Nice. Another threshold, you'll be able to get the hoodie, which this is actually limited time. Basically,
it's limited.
Just
that's
for
a limited edition.
Yep.
Hoodie.
So instead of the IU, we have this little cat,
the little kitty. Yep.
Outline basically.
I love it so much.
And those were our two little donation incentives for people that donate. And if you are listening right now, if you could do us a favor and go to our website, which is inspire-unity.com, register an account and upload your picture. Like they said, the minimum donation is $1, and it takes like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it takes about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a big process. And then also a little fun fact: if you go to my account on the website, you go to my account, then you click my pins. There's a little eyeball icon that you can click on, and it'll take you to exactly where your picture is on the collage. So yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah. So it'll take you. So as the pictures keep rolling in, the collage is gonna pictures are gonna move around and stuff. So you'll always be able to know exactly where your picture's at with that little eyeball. It'll pinpoint it for you.
Oh, how cool!
Laura Lee has already uploaded a picture of her beautiful Monty to the collage, but she said now I'll be donating again for the hoodie.
Yeah.
Oh, and then very last thing. Sorry, I don't drag it on.
No,
don't apologize.
So we've been talking, and we want to jump into the NFT space with these collages, which is perfect because pictures and whatnot. And we're kind of brainstorming of things that we can do with people who are uploading pictures and this and that. But we definitely want to take the final product and mint that into an NFT, and then that can be auctioned off for even additional funds raised for the organization that we're partnered with.
That's so
I remember you mentioning that one of the last times.
Yeah.
I don't think we were broadcasting or live or whatever, but I was like, that is such a brilliant idea.
That
because
is so brilliant.
This collage is made and it's beautiful, but then
what happens after that?
There's donations for the charity or organization that you're working with, but what happens to that awesome I love that idea. And so it's like the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I think that's about it.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to our story and what we're doing. And we want to thank Jay, Adrian. Thank you guys so much for having us on. It's a pleasure every single time we get to talk with you guys.
Oh,
sure is.
Likewise. It's always such a pleasure.
Someday we're when we're old and gray in our little rocking chairs,
which is next year.
Remember, we'll go back and watch this next year.
Next year we'll be in our rocking chairs. Oh,
not that bad. You guys are such a pleasure. It really is a privilege to talk to you guys, and it's incredible to be a part of what you guys are doing, especially this first project. It's really exciting to see what you guys are doing and the change that you guys are making. So thank you guys both.
And thank you for picking cats first.
Yes.
And thank you, Kitty.
I'll tell her. She got a hair in my earlier. A hair in my eye earlier. My eye was all beet red and itchy because I'm actually allergic.
Yeah, Noah's allergic to cats.
Oh, that's always the best though. I used to be allergic as well.
It makes it even more special.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're allergic, the more you're around them, the less allergic you are.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah. It's like immunotherapy, just kind of the hard way. That's what I did. I had my cat that I was in love with, and I went through all the stuff and then it went away.
Yep.
all the time. Now she's fine. All 6 of our babies.
Now I'm fine. I
All right.
have hairs in my eyes and ears and mouth and nose all the time.
Yeah, I pull them out of her coffee every morning.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, we are going to be seeing you guys soon. I think we're going to have to do a follow up too when the project gets closer to the end. We're so excited to keep in touch and let our community know what's going on and remind everybody to be part of the unity and check you guys out. Inspire Unity, you guys, wherever you are.
Link is
you
in
guys
the
are starting an
description.
amazing movement.
And that's the other thing. It's worldwide. So even if we have
no matter where
uploads-
you're at in the world.
we have uploads from like 5 or 6 different countries now.
Yep.
So
Oh, it's beautiful. I
I
love
love it.
that.
Yep.
A couple folks I know that were on here from the UK and one from Australia. So I think that it's spread. Let it spread like wildfire.
Let it spread. Let's make a difference. Thank you
Awesome.
guys.
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
hey, happy anniversary again.
Thank
I
you.
hope you guys enjoy your beautiful day.
Well, you guys help.
yes.
So
Oh yeah, you guys have more day left than we do.
Yeah, our days.
6:23 here.
it's 6:30 now.
Yeah, we still have, I mean, I'm drinking
got
a
a
glass
little
of
bit-
wine, but we still have a couple hours to go and some phone calls to make and stuff and things. But
Yeah. It's a
Awesome.
beautiful day.
it is a
And
beautiful day.
we really have enjoyed spending this afternoon with you guys. So
Yeah.
thank you guys again.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us. Back in the closet, guys.
Thank you,
Hit
everyone, for joining
subscribe.
us.
We love you all. Mwah,
We'll
so
see
much.
you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you. Bye guys.